Hey friends, Dustin here. You're watching the Life of Lynn channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It is 2021. We are mid-January, and let's talk about preparedness, shall we? Out here on the plains, a lot of crazy stuff happens. You guys have seen my weather videos in the summertime and in the wintertime, and it gets pretty wild out here. We've had, well, you can see in the background here, we got our storage Connex boxes and stuff, but in the middle of them is our tiny house, the one that we stayed in for 14 months while building our current residence out here on the high plains. And, well, we're celebrating 1 year out of it. We haven't lived in it for a year now, but it's just been sitting there. We use it as a guest house when people come, but that's maybe once every other month. We've used it for storage, and in the spring we actually started our chickens in there. We had some brooders on the ground, so we started them inside the tiny house where it was warm. This year we do have the chicken coop mostly finished. I got to finish up some brooders for our next batch of chickens, and which is important because most of our chickens have been taken out by either weasels or coyotes in the area. They've been able to jump the fence and get through the door and get in and slaughter a lot of them at a time. The tiny house is going to come in very important because it is a very nice insulated house, and it does have solar power, and it's a good thing to keep around. So we're going to still use it for some storage in the guest house and that sort of thing, but I am taking out the entire living room area. I've actually taken everything out of there already. We used to have chairs and couches and a nice table for poker nights and that sort of thing up there. I've taken that stuff out, and we have a blank, like 96 by 80 inch square space, and I'll show you guys that here in a second, where we're going to build something that's going to be very useful, I think. We haven't started the greenhouse yet because there's just so much work going on. This is going to be our temporary greenhouse. We're going to put some grow lights in there and build some boxes so we can actually grow inside the tiny house. So let's jump inside. I'll show you where we're at on that. If you guys haven't seen the tiny house already, subscribe to the Life of Lynn channel, and go ahead and check out all of the videos that we have on our channel. I do have some videos and a tour of the tiny house from a year or two ago, so go jump on our channel, subscribe, like this video too, drop a comment. That helps us out so much, you guys. And of course, if you're really into the content, share it on your social media. It helps us out a bunch. But this little tiny house here, we built for less than $10,000, and yeah, she's seen some rough weather. The hail's chipped away a lot of the paint. I've had to just put some sealer over some things until we can get the whole thing cleaned up, recaulked, and repainted. I just haven't had the time for it, but let's go inside. And we haven't lived in this thing for 12 whole months now. All our personal stuff's out. It has now become a storage space. This thing could easily be converted back into a living space in a short period of time. We do have, there's actually 3 beds in here right now that you can't even see. We do have the bunks behind me here. There's the loft up at the top. And yeah, there's actually another bedroom for children underneath here. But the main thing is the old living room up here. I got 3 big nice windows that go around it and a nice level platform. Probably pull the TV off. I don't think the plants need that. But we're going to put grow lights up all the way around here. And then we ended up picking up some cheap raised garden beds that somebody had for sale for incredibly cheap. I think we got like 6 of them for 80 bucks or something like that. They're about 13 inches tall, 36 inches wide, and 72 inches long. So that's about the perfect size to build a giant U just underneath these windows here. Bolt those in here. I'm going to line them with some rubber membrane that we got from an RV roof. I'm also going to hitch this thing up to the truck and spin it around so this window is facing the south. So we'll have morning sun, afternoon sun in the wintertime, and afternoon sun coming through the window. So we'll have a lot of natural light with the grow lights, and we'll figure out the timer on those to make sure that all the plants are getting the right amount of light. I'm not 100% sure exactly what vegetables and herbs we might be growing yet. There's a lot of people I've been following on YouTube that do grow indoors a lot. I believe it's called the Wisconsin Gardener is one of them, and there's several others that are really good. And we're going to be diving into some information that they have and see what's going to be the best plant to grow inside the tiny house. Yeah, so we're going to be converting the tiny house to this greenhouse. And let's jump on in. Let's get this project rocking and rolling. All right, guys, this is what I ended up with for pretty cheap. They're about 13 inches tall, so they're not much of a raised bed, but they'll work. They're a little flimsy, but I think I'm going to set them on top of some pallets and screw them to the pallets before we put the liners in there. Keep them nice and straight, keep them from falling apart, and put dirt in it, basically. So let's jump on it. All right, we got the first one done now, and thought I had enough excess rubber roof cut off here to do both of them, and I do not. So I'm going to go dig through the shop, see if I can find some more. But as you can see, first one is mounted in there. It's going to give us a nice sealed box so we don't ruin the tiny house for future use. This will be easy to remove. Nothing's actually screwed into the floor or the wall. And we got about 13 inches of soil that we can put inside this waterproof raised bed now. Do have ventilation and stuff underneath, so temperature from the heater and stuff will be able to warm the soil from down there. And then we just got to finish up this side, grab another piece of rubber, and then fill them both with soil. So I guess it's recommended that we use interior potting soil since it'll be inside and we don't have that laying around. So we need to go get that, and we're going to jump on that. We'll add that in here, and we're about ready to plant stuff. It's the next morning, and we stopped last night and picked up a load of organic indoor potting soil. This stuff right here. So we're gonna go ahead and fill that first bed. I will have to grab another piece of that rubber roofing so we can do the second one. Let's go get that filled and get it ready for planting. Alright guys, we've come to a stopping point here. The bags of potting soil were in the back of my truck last night, and it was like 16 degrees. So the moisture in it is frozen, so I've got bricks. So we're going to let this warm up in the tiny house, then we can mulch it up a little bit, scoot it around, and see how many more bags we need. Got a few more bags for this one, and then we got the other side here we still have to do. I'm going to go ahead and let that thaw out, then we're going to get to planting on that. So in the next episode, I'm going to show you guys what we planted and what's coming up, and then hopefully we'll have the other one done as well. And I'll show you the cool little water system I'm going to be rigging up in here with this poly tank. So thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you. We'll see you next time.